headline of this 2-month-old podcast: Drake's penis. Live reaction.
Time out.
Live reaction. We're actually gonna do an hour-long audio essay on the video of Drake's penis for this.
Yeah, you guys won't see it, but we're all gonna look at it at the exact same time, and these are
for an hour straight.
Yeah, unabashed reactions.
Cause we way too high for you. Tripping like we got too much on. But they got love for us. Cause we staying all night long. Yo, when we walk in the club, you better believe we know what's up. Got these girls a little trance. Throwing better than a dance.
You guys really don't be raw dogging biscuits like that?
No, you gotta put something on them, man. You gotta put something on the biscuit.
It's kind of tasty.
I did ask
these
Connor,
like these classic Pillsbury baked biscuits.
Yeah.
Number one, why are we just throating biscuits?
Dude,
That's what I said.
Regardless if they're raw dogged or not. Like,
yeah.
Like, did you have dinner with said biscuits, or was it just like?
It was a college struggle dinner.
I ran out of meat. Pause. I didn't have any meats. I gotta go
asked him
shopping
if he
tomorrow.
meant like the cookies, and then he said he wasn't British. But I was,
Do you need like money? Like,
I'm
good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to another rendition of the Pros and the Berg podcast. So what if we're 2 months behind since we last posted? Doesn't matter. We might have missed the entirety of March Madness. Doesn't matter. Life gets in the way.
We've been working behind the scenes to make this podcast better for all of you. And
Absolutely.
I hope that you believe that because it's definitely true. 100%.
Nothing has changed. We are very thankful for the dozens of you that have returned after our 2-month hiatus. If you're somehow new, please subscribe.
How did
please
you
follow?
Here, but
yeah, how did you get here? Repost all those good things you do on social media. My name is Ryan Doyle. I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Mr. Robbie Bergstone in the backwards hat, and the man that makes everything possible, biting his lip, Connor Doyle. Yeah, you can't be biting your lip.
You gotta bite your lip and do the glasses at the same time, Sloan.
I'm not doing that.
You know what I'm saying?
I refuse.
Before we started recording this podcast, Connor informed Robbie and I that he was just raw dogging plain biscuits for dinner tonight. Please comment.
Is that valid, chat?
Is
that
yeah, chat? Can we get a vibe check?
Yeah, can we get a vibe check on that? Is this real, chat?
He said he ran out of meat. Pause. That was
exact words.
What he
exact
said.
Words.
So we're just going to need that examined by our lovely viewers.
There's something about that he only had 2 inches to start with on the meat. And
no, I believe you said that.
No,
those were not my words.
I think that was before I got here. I confirm nor deny those allegations.
He said, you know, we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, been 2 months. A lot of sports shit has happened since we've last convened. But we're back. April 16th. NBA play-in started today. March Madness has happened. Lots to talk about, but Connor, what are we going to start with first?
Before we get into the nitty-gritty, we got to see if the vibes are still there, if the connection is still there between the 3 co-hosts here. So we're going to start off with a little game, and then we're going to get into all the sports and the news and such. We've played this game before. It's just all you got to do is name the same athlete. There's no strings attached. It's just you got to name the same person, and we'll see how many tries that it takes to get there. So Ryan and Robbie, I think you guys can start out with let's see how this goes.
All right.
Do you guys have someone in your mind?
Yeah, I'm locked.
Always. He never leaves my mind.
The same for me as well. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
LeBron James.
Okay, that's actually not that far off.
Hold up.
All right, dude.
Let him cook.
Wait a minute.
Who else is on that Cavs team?
I'm thinking one name right now, and I'm thinking one name.
And I know who. Don't you look the computer? Come on, you casual.
I got nothing. Nothing.
What do you mean you got nothing? Connor, you know exactly who I'm going to say.
Yeah, 100%.
Sell job by Robbie.
Big time.
You ready, Rob?
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Mo Williams.
A.R. Smith.
Oh, Robbie.
I couldn't think of anyone else.
Mo Williams.
I couldn't think of anyone else from that team.
Oh, man.
Because Big Z just lives in my mind rent free. And so I don't think about anyone else from that. I don't even think about LeBron being on that team. Big Z carried them, and everyone knows that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. I mean, LeBron got swept in the finals. That wasn't
The big
Ilgauskas.
third option.
Yeah. LeBron got swept in the finals. Big Z, he didn't get swept.
Yeah,
In the finals.
no.
So let's get that straight.
All right, so we got J.R. Smith and Mo Williams as the last one. Still not, you're still not too far off, but
He's got to link up on Cleveland Cavaliers at some point.
whoa.
Yeah, wow.
I mean,
That was dead obvious. I mean, I'll go elsewhere if you want me to, but that's
Are you ready?
Third round.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Kevin Love.
All right, we're still.
That hurts.
That
That one
does
hurts.
hurt.
That's
That
brutal.
does hurt. Nope.
Don't love that one.
That's brutal. All right, we had Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love for the listeners who didn't hear that. All right, 3,
Shot in
2,
the dark.
1.
Richard
Larry
Jefferson.
Nance Jr. Wow. Okay.
How did you forget Richard Jefferson's
I
name?
I literally said I should have known his name. Let's not act like I didn't say that. That I should have known his name. All right,
Holy crap.
let's not.
Jeff didn't even cross my mind because I was like, "There's no way."
That's who I thought of. I thought of Jefferson.
Hi, see, idiot, stupid. Fucking get it together, right?
All right, Richard Jefferson and Larry Nance Jr. 3, 2, 1.
Colin Sexton.
Okay, I mean we're
Fuck.
You guys
that
are
was-
right there.
we're right
You guys
there.
are right there.
Come
Wait,
on,
no,
we
there's
got
one
this.
name.
We got
yeah,
it.
there
We
is
got it.
one. Yeah,
Yes.
there's one name.
Yes, I got it.
Oh, Ryan doesn't know. He doesn't
One
remember
name.
him. No, he doesn't know him. Oh, he forgot about him.
I think Connor and I are thinking of the
Oh,
same
there's
name.
one name.
Oh no! Now it's my turn to
Oh
be lost.
no! Oh no! Brutal. 3, 2, 1.
Darius
Anderson
Garland.
Varejao.
Yeah, Darius Garland.
Nah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't have gotten
Sexland? No, you weren't locked in.
Whoa.
With Sexland? That was their nickname. What do you want?
No,
from
I
me?
know. All right,
You
two
said-
more.
You said
Two more guesses.
Bergeau?
Varejao and Darius Garland.
Out of big white guys that play for the Cavs. You said like the 3.
Do we have a name?
that. No.
Cavaliers are pretty forgettable. I mean, there's not,
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Max
Marcus
Strus.
Morris Senior.
He hit
Who'd
the
you
game
say?
winner.
Oh,
Max-
Struce.
He hit the game winner on the Cavs from on the Mavs from like half court. That's what I was thinking. You'd be living rent free in your head. That was my thought process.
WH Omegalol.
I
Wait,
thought
so
it was
Max Struce and Markeith Morris
Morris.
Jr.
Marcus Morris.
Oh, Marcus Morris.
Oh,
yeah, the
okay.
better one.
All right,
The better one. The
all right,
better one.
we're locked in. Now go ahead, Connor.
Okay, yeah. No, hey, off the dome. Just 3, 2, 1.
Markeith
Markeith
Morris.
Morris?
Jeez. No way. God, that was awful. I'm gonna cut all that.
that just should not. Do we need to start again and like try
No,
again?
it's
That
fine.
was brutal.
That was terrible. Robbie, it seems like you and I are kind of linked up. So let's you and me
All right.
run this real quick. Yeah,
All right.
Fucking atrocious.
yeah, for real.
Why don't we go to the Cavs?
That
Because I
was-
said Zildrunas Ogauskas, and there was
Yeah,
like,
you started this. You started this. And then the miss was the K Love versus Kyrie.
Caleb, yeah, that's brutal.
There was a 50-50 shot either of us were choosing those
Yeah.
two guys next.
yeah.
brutal.
All right, boys. You know how the game works. You just got to guess the same athlete.
Yep.
It's real easy.
Mm-hmm.
I
shouldn't
count
be
you
that hard.
down.
Mm-hmm.
Maximum of 10. Should get in less than 5 because you guys are,
Yeah, we're locked. We're locked.
We're
in.
locked.
docked in.
Locked in.
So
What?
3. Do you have one in mind?
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
good. I'm good.
All right, we'll do 3, 2, 1.
Kevin.
Ben Roethlisberger. Wow.
Who did
I
you
don't know
say?
He said, what did I say? I said Kevin Durant.
Okay, KD and Big Ben.
That's wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, their games are pretty similar.
Are they?
Yeah. I was trying to think of something like cheeky on the fly. Got nothing.
I got something.
KD, Big Ben. How do we bring this together? Two different
Okay.
sports.
Okay,
got
I kind of got something. Maybe.
I don't even know where I would go. I would say like Jimmy Johnson or something like that, just to
Kinda.
like throw a wrench into it.
Okay.
That would be tough.
The race car driver.
Well,
nonetheless.
well, if you go Jimmy Johnson, then obviously it's Jeff Gordon right after that. That's
Dale Earnhardt,
Then you're there. Dale or senior or junior?
Junior.
senior. What do you mean
The
junior?
correct answer is
Obviously,
senior.
the correct answer is always senior. Get a grip.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, round 2. 3, 2, 1.
Allen
Antonio
Iverson.
Brown. I was thinking like Twitter guys, like
AB,
Antonio Brown, KD, and Antonio.
AB and AI. Okay,
Okay,
there's something.
they both played in the same state.
Mhm.
That's okay.
Both are.
I thought AI was a good one because he's like in Ben Say, but he's like KD, sport.
Yeah, well, I was
really...
going along like the Twitter thing where both KD and AB are big Twitter guys, and then AB played with Big Ben.
I like Rob's thought process.
Yeah, that was my thought process.
Because AB's got the AB Twitter account, which is my favorite.
He's got Twitter. He's got Twitter in a chokehold right now.
And KD's got
X. Sorry, X. My apologies.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Okay. All right, round 3.
Okay.
AB AI.
Okay.
Where will they go next?
I got something. It's not good, but I got something.
Oh God.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
George Pickens.
AJ McCarron.
AJ McCarron.
We had AB and AI. We had AB and AI, so I won AJ.
That's a
what
sell.
are we doing? Robbie's actually selling. Robbie is selling.
Wow.
Okay, I got somebody.
I'm sorry, Connor. Who did you say? I was so blown away
George
by
Pickens.
George Pickens.
George Pickens and AJ McCarron.
Hey, they've played in the same division at some point.
Oh, wow.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, round 4. 3, 2, 1.
Deontay Johnson.
Okay.
Who'd you say?
Jamar Chase.
Locked in on AFC North receivers. Well, wait, did Deontay Johnson go to the Panthers?
He is now officially a Panther, yes.
I forgot about that.
That's the Panthers wide receiver 1. Thank you very much.
Unfortunately.
It's better than what we had last year. What do you mean, unfortunately?
The ghost of Adam Thielen.
That's an upgrade.
God, Jamar and Deontay.
Will Chark play like more than 3 games this year? Thoughts? No. Okay.
After he burned me last year, I hope he doesn't play at all. Anyways.
Okay.
Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I think so.
Deontay Johnson.
Okay.
Round 5, I think.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Amari Cooper.
I almost said that. I almost said that to come to you, and then I didn't want to move.
Higgins and Cooper.
I almost said that to come to you, and then I didn't want to go off again.
Don't pause. Pause.
I said go, not get. Different. I said go off, not get off. That's very different.
That's not what he's referring to.
Yep. Thank you, Connor. All right.
Okay. All right.
Amari Cooper and T. Higgins.
Okay.
Going into round 6.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Tyler Boyd.
Yeah.
There it is.
Thank
boys.
God.
Hey, considering we started, KD and Ben Roethlisberger, 6 isn't horrible.
Yeah, it's a fair point, actually.
Yeah, Robbie and I backed ourselves into the Cavaliers.
I actually feel like it's better to not get yourself narrow it down too fast early because then you have more options.
I agree.
Robbie, what was the AJ McCarron?
Yeah, that's a sell.
No, see, the thought process was we had 2 guys with who go by A something.
Yeah.
And I wanted to change it up and go with another guy that's A something, and the only thing I could think of was AJ McCarron.
That's crazy.
That's all I had in my head.
Yeah, that's outlandish.
All right. Let's do this thing.
All right. Do we each have a name?
Yes.
How did you lose it?
I didn't lose it, you jackass.
Fucking say it.
All right, fine.
3, 2, 1.
Joel Embiid. Don't love that.
Not great.
Don't love that.
Not great.
I don't. Okay.
Where do we go for this?
I'm good. I got a name.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Russell
Tyrese
Westbrook.
Okay.
Okay.
Maxey and Westbrook.
I got something.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. 100%. No, I know who. Yeah. I got it.
Oh man, I'm don't got it.
Damn. It's all right.
Stay in Westbrook, and there's an obvious connection.
Yes.
There is. There's a very obvious connection. We're not gonna give you more hints because it is only guess 3. But
yeah, fair.
He's in the blender again. He's in the blender.
How am I already in the blender?
He's already in the blender.
This is fucking awful.
3, 2, 1.
James Harden.
Yep. That's exactly where I was at, Connor.
I see now.
Yep.
There's one here too.
You said sorry. What did we say again?
James Harden and Steph Curry.
Steph Curry. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Kevin
Chris
Durant.
Paul.
Oh no! I was also thinking Kevin Durant.
I
In
completely
Ryan's defense,
sold.
I was
I'll
also
take
thinking
that.
Kevin Durant. Yep.
Paul,
He's a
Get
more
him
recent
out of your-
teammate. He's a more
get him
recent
out of your
teammate.
head.
That's
Rent
wait.
free.
Oh, there's
Wait.
one here.
Yeah. No, we got this. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. We're
Just to
good. We're
recap,
good.
there's Chris Paul and Kevin
Yeah,
Durant.
we're
were
fine,
The
we're
last
fine.
two. We have
We're
a
fine.
name here supposedly. I thought we had the
Oh,
last one.
I
locked
almost.
in, too.
Oh shit! Wait, no. Wait.
Don't you sell on me.
We
No,
are-
there's.
we are
there's
overthinking
two.
this hard.
Okay,
Don't
no, I'm
you-
good. I'm good.
Don't you sell on me.
I'm good.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Devin Booker. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. If you hadn't said something, I would have said Bradley Beal. I was about to say Bradley Beal.
There's
I
no
was like,
chance.
no, I would
Isabella
have.
Bass.
I was like, damn. It was KD. That was a.
I guess
that
I
was a
sold
bad
on the
Chris Paul
James
energy.
Harden, and then you
Yeah,
sold
that-
on
Yeah,
the
big time.
Chris Paul.
Yeah, I would
Back-to-back
agree with
sell.
that take.
Back-to-back sales jobs.
Exactly.
That
Wow, that was
was the best route.
There
Yeah,
was
for
somehow.
real.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't as strong of a start as I was hoping for, gentlemen.
Didn't you like in Robbie's round guess KD first round?
I guess
Robbie
KD to
guessed KD,
start.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, KD has been said.
Yes.
It's true. Damn.
All right.
That was that. All right. We're gonna move on from that. We're gonna get into the news, some of the headlines, and just some review on some of the stuff that we missed over our little siesta, if you will. First things first, especially given the alumni of these two gentlemen next to me, we do have to discuss March Madness. Both the men's and the women's tournament. I would say probably, especially, I mean, as it goes for the finals, the women's tournament had more excitement in it, especially with the, Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers, just these big names in women's basketball. And it's awesome to see the sport getting more recognition. Just quickly review the championship games. So congratulations to South Carolina on the women's side for beating Iowa 87-75. That was a rematch, and South Carolina was able to get it back. They were 39-0 on the season, so a hell of a season and a hell of a last 3 seasons for that team. It's been
They've lost
insane.
3 games in 3 seasons. I don't even know if it's that many. I mean, it's crazy.
It's unbelievable. And then on the men's side, not really a competitive game as UConn takes the championship in back-to-back years, 75-60 to finish with a 37-3 record. Yeah,
Bama gave UConn the best game.
Big time. Could have won that game. Actually, I hadn't thought about this. I wonder if, when the last time this happened was, but I'm guessing these were both the betting favorites going into the tournament, and both won.
They were like preseason betting favorites.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, not even just the tournament.
I don't know if you saw during the tournament, there was a stat at some point that was flashed up that the previous champion hadn't made it. I can't remember if it was the Final Four, whatever, since 07.
It was the Elite Eight.
Or the Elite Eight.
Florida,
that is insane.
Joakim Noah.
Bro, that is insane.
Yep.
I was like, what?
And UConn's average margin of victory in their first 3 games, they won every single one by 30, was insane. Actually, first 4 games.
Yeah, usually when you think of parity, you think of March Madness. I mean, it's one of the most teams just to have long-term success in a tournament like that is just so hard.
And
so for
the
UConn
first time
to graduate 8 and somehow still boat race everybody the next year is nuts.
Dan Hurley is him.
Unfortunately, he's a bit of a cock.
And it was the first time in the men's tournament in a while that every 1 and 2 seed also made the Sweet 16. It was very chalky compared to what the past few years have been, especially after everyone had been saying this might be kind of a wacky tournament outside of UConn and Purdue. It ended up being pretty chalky for the most part.
Other than
except
NC
for
State.
NC State.
and
Alabama.
NC State got hot at the right time, and
Yeah.
Bama got, I think, in my opinion, great matchups.
Yes, and actually played defense for the first time all year.
Right.
I
Best
mean,
defense
Carolina scored
by
87, but it's still the best defense we've played all year.
Right.
And now you kind of in the notes you put condolences to Alabama, but the fact of the matter
We're
is I couldn't be happier. There's no
100%.
I thought we were losing the second round. I thought there was no way we were making it out of the first weekend.
As Robbie and I discussed, this is Oates' arguably least talented team.
Yeah.
That just played the best. And we were shorthanded against North Carolina. We were down our best 3-point shooter, Pringle.
Best defender.
50%. Yeah, it just came together and everyone was, we all kind of figured we were going to lose to UConn, but we actually went out and played hard for
and
40 minutes.
really could have won the game. They just got hot at the wrong time. We got cold at the very end of the game, but we were in it really up until the end, until they hit the last couple of threes. So great showing from the team. Definitely wasn't expecting it, but
how about the pokes?
It's tough. It's tough.
I
was going to give a shout out to actually getting the collision course of UConn and Purdue that I think everyone wanted to see. Unfortunately, that was not a very good game because UConn is that good apparently. But we did get the game that everyone wanted to see was UConn Purdue, and we got it. I do wish that the rest of the supporting cast around Zach Edey showed up a little bit more because he played fantastic. It just, I mean, everyone else around him might as well have not shown up to the arena.
I just feel like Zach Edey yet again is one of those players that is like going to be, go down as a great college basketball player, but it's just another one of those games that just doesn't translate to the pros. I mean, Drew Timme suffered from the same thing. And
I'm thinking Adam Morrison even too, if you want to go back further than that, like first name that comes to mind, like great college player, the game just doesn't translate to the pros.
Luka Garza, same thing.
I really think Klingon's going to be a stud.
Unfortunately, I really hate his face, but
I do too. He's so quick for how big he is.
Yeah,
and
I'm curious.
Translates well.
I think his defense will translate super well. I'm very curious how his offensive game translates. I think defensively he'll be able to step in day one and be a very solid NBA defender. I don't know.
Rudy Gobert-esque, maybe.
Yes, could definitely see that.
It's just like it's such a different game. Basketball is arguably the most different game from like college to the pros, and it's just like you see so many these NBA athletes talk about it. And I mean, since we last recorded, LeBron James and JJ Redick have started their own podcast, which is like It's really good and it's super insightful. Just because I mean, they're both like geniuses when it comes to basketball, but it's just like some of the stuff they talk about, and they're just like.
Two of the highest IQ basketball players in recent memory. Like,
I mean, they've talked about it. Kevin Durant's talked about it. It's just like they watch these college games and they're just like in disbelief at how almost behind it seems like the professional level.
But to me, like college basketball is just much more methodical.
They're different
like,
games. They're not the
is
same.
like let's go. Let's get guys in space and let them make plays.
You have so much more ISO play. I feel like in the NBA,
but because the skill gap is so much higher.
Yes. But that's almost why I enjoy college more because I think the like set plays and things like that they drop in college are much more inventive than a lot of what the NBA guys do.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Because they can just put the ball in the basket, like
right.
when they want to.
Yeah, if Zion Williamson wants to fucking score, like he's just going to go to the basket and get two. Like,
yeah. No, I hear I see what you mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so congrats yet again to on the women's side, South Carolina, and UConn on the men's side.
South Carolina undefeated season. We have to mention as well, first time since UConn and
a very casual undefeated season.
Yeah, for real.
Just walk through everyone.
Like it was expected and it happened. It was just kind of nuts, honestly.
Speaking of Zach Edey supporting cast, Caitlin Clark, same boat. I mean, she came out hot and then they finally put the clamps on her. But she had the most points in a quarter, I think, in women's like national championship game history, and then didn't really score much the rest of the game because I think South Carolina realized, hey, if we stop their best player, if we let the rest of the team try to beat us, we're gonna be all right. So great tournaments though all around. I think they're very entertaining.
100%. We're going to move past that here, and we're going to get into something that I just kind of wanted to do, especially because I saw one of these news headlines. I think we're going to do a way too early prediction. And we're going to talk a little bit,
meaning the spring portal also just opened, and these teams will probably look drastically different.
Correct.
In a month.
Yeah. Way too early. College football. We're going to talk a little bit about the Big Ten. We get a lot of these conferences are going to look a lot different this year. A lot with new teams and such. So I think we're going to talk about the Big Ten. We're going to give our predictions for what we think is going to be the conference championship for the Big Ten game.
Yeah, I think we can narrow down the Big Ten pretty quickly. We can start with the Pac-12 teams coming in. I think the only one that actually I don't know if any of them really have a great chance of winning. Probably USC or Oregon would have the best chance, but obviously both lost their starting quarterbacks last year. I'm sure they have another 5-star lined up in the back, but don't know if they'll be ready. Michigan losing Jim Harbaugh. I mean, obviously the talent will still be there, but can they get it done without Jim Harbaugh will be the big question. In my mind, it has to be Ohio State this year or Ryan Day's done, which is hard to say considering he's lost like 3 games the last 3 years. But like he has to win the Big Ten this year. Absolutely has to.
Have they decided where the Pac-12 teams are going, West and East?
Yes, the schedule is like fully released.
Oh, I didn't see that.
USC is wild. USC doesn't leave the West Coast like the last 2 months of the season. Like all of their away games in the Big Ten are like at Washington and like at UCLA or something. Like they don't leave the West Coast. Like there's no divisions. It'll just be the top 2 teams.
Is that what they? Okay, that's where they decided. Sorry, I didn't know if they were still doing the division thing.
I think a lot of conferences. I think the SEC is also not doing divisions this year.
Yeah, okay, that's what
I think a lot of these conferences that are now up like 16 teams, like they're just gonna do the top two in the conference.
I mean,
championship
good.
game.
Like that.
But
Like the fact that Michigan and Ohio State weren't playing.
It's gonna be. That there's gonna be some really fucking weird tiebreakers where like you have like 3 teams finish with 1 loss, but
yeah. All right. So do we have a prediction on who the 2 teams are going to be? And give me the 2 teams you think are going to be in the championship, and then give me who you think is going to be the worst team in the Big Ten.
Try to look at like their schedules, to be honest.
UCLA might be really bad this year. Like they were pretty bad last year, and now they also don't have Chip Kelly. They might be really bad this year. I think Ohio State will be there just because I think they have to. I think they did a good job in the portal this year as well. They managed to not hire Bill O'Brien, which was a win.
Huge dub.
Even though they tried to, they somehow still managed to not hire him. I think they'll be there. I think they have to be. I think Ryan Day knows he's coaching for his job. The other one,
it's like without the conferences now, like you're not going to get some funky team out of the West.
Yeah,
right.
That's like you're just not going to get like an Iowa that has the worst offense in Power 5, like sneak through, right?
Right.
In my mind, right, like it's Ohio State, it's Oregon, it's
Penn
Michigan. And yeah, you could say Penn State, but they lose the 2 games that matter every single fucking year.
But they only have to play Ohio State this year. They don't play Michigan.
It's hard. It's going to be hard for me to say Ohio State and Penn State just based off that.
That's fair.
I think the betting favorites are Ohio State and Oregon.
Currently, it's Michigan and Ohio State.
Michigan, Ohio State.
Yeah.
Michigan, Ohio State. Okay.
I just think Jim Harbaugh has been such a big part of Michigan's success.
Agreed.
Like I get that they like kept.
I do too.
Actually they didn't. He kind of took a lot of their staff. I just think.
Yeah.
Will they be good this year? Sure. I just don't think they're gonna be at the top of the conference.
I agree.
I personally think the matchup is going to be Ohio State Oregon. I think that's what the championship's going to end up being.
I just don't know enough about who Oregon has post Bo Nix. I think Dan Lanning's a great coach. I just don't know who's up next.
Dylan Gabriel transfers.
Dylan Gabriel.
So he is their new quarterback. He's pretty decent. I mean, when you put him in a good system, like he's good. So I think, and they've got a lot of skill positions that are still good that are coming back. So I think Oregon's going to be pretty good. But
they have a pretty favorable schedule. I mean, your toughest road games definitely in the Big House, and then you have to go to Wisconsin. Are probably your 2 toughest games.
I'd be more
like I said, it's a 4-team race. I mean, like if you look at odds, like USC is plus 3,000, and then it just like tanks from there. And USC, I think, is way too high for that. I think USC just lost potentially the best quarterback in the league. I
don't know. You see their backup quarterback throw like 6 tutties in the bowl game.
For real, that was crazy.
He kind of cooked.
He did. He actually cooked. In terms of who's going on, I just think it has to be Ohio State this year, and I think they will get it because they've been good enough to win it each of the last couple of years. They just lost a couple of close games to Michigan. That's the reason they didn't win it. So
currently on the betting odds, it looks as if Indiana has the longest shot to win the Big Ten. So that's tough for the Hoosiers.
I remember when Indiana was like a dark horse for a couple of years in the Big Ten, and like we're playing well. When they had Michael Penix before he got hurt, that was fun. I missed that Indiana. I feel bad for him.
They can't even be good at basketball right now either.
They just picked up Dallo from Arizona. Apparently gave him $1.3 million.
Something light.
But
all right, we'll move on from that. We'll talk. So, in kind of a connection with that, talking about Michigan real quick. Michigan will serve 3 years of NCAA probation, pay a fine, and face recruiting restrictions after the university and 5 current or former football employees reach an agreement with the NCAA's enforcement staff on recruiting violations and coaching activities by non-coaching staff members, the NCAA announced Tuesday.
Harbaugh really said, pulled the pin, threw it, and ran.
Yeah, for real.
Yep. I mean, he gets no punishment.
It's crazy.
He gets off scot fucking free.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Like because this is not the first like recruiting violation they've had during his tenure, and somehow they get another slap on the wrist.
Mm-hmm. Pretty insane, but
if that happened to Oklahoma State, they get the fucking book thrown at them.
Don't talk about it.
If it happened to Oklahoma State, Mizzou would get the death penalty. That's how that works.
Yeah.
Or Mizzou.
Moving on here to the next thing, we're going to talk quickly about the WNBA. The WNBA had their draft last night. Obviously, one of the most watched draft in WNBA history, one of the most just kind of talked about and covered drafts, just because of the
which is
the
funny
the
because we knew
class.
who was going number 1 overall.
Yeah,
we've known
no,
who's going number
100%.
1 overall for the last year. But
Yeah, but I think like Caitlin Clark just drew eyes to so many
Mhm.
like of the other women that are also talented. I mean, Camila
Yes.
Cardosa, like there's so many other women that like are getting recognition, I think, because of her, which is great.
for sure,
I mean,
absolutely.
so I mean, I think that's why people were kind of more interested. But of course, the Indiana Fever had the number 1 overall pick and selected Caitlin Clark from Iowa. And number 2. Let's go through like the top 5 here. Cameron Brink, who's from Stanford, went to the Los Angeles Sparks. She is a very tall power forward. She's very, very good. Chicago Sky picked Camila Cardosa, and then they also selected Angel Reese. So that's kind of a hell of a 1-2 punch right there.
I was a little surprised like Angel Reese won that low because she declared so like quickly. Like I don't know anything about like how they draft them. Like to me, like she's been one of the best players in college basketball over the last 2 years. I was definitely expecting her to go higher. What, 8? Is that where she went?
She went 7.
7.
She struggled a bit early, and she was even for a while. I think she was kind of getting benched for a while, but I don't know if that was actually play related issues.
I always heard that was more like attitude, something else
Yeah,
going on
so-
than it was play.
But I think she kind of figured it out from that point. Dallas Wings had the 5th pick and selected J.C. Sheldon from Ohio State as shooting guard. So there you go. There's your top 5 for the WNBA draft. Obviously, a lot of eyes will kind of be on this class. I'm sure more
Exciting
people.
time for women's basketball.
Yeah, 100%. I'm sure more people with the insurgents kind of the popularity of women's basketball we'll certainly be watching, especially Caitlin Clark.
I saw
in the pros.
There's a prop bet you could bet on Caitlin Clark to score 50 plus in any WNBA regular season game. And the odds were crazy, Blake. I'm tempted.
Oh yeah,
I'm tempted.
50's
a lot. 50's a lot, boy.
I can't remember if it was in the national championship or if it was. I don't think it was. It was one of the lead up games. But like they had Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi on a panel or whatever at halftime, and they were kind of asking them about Caitlin Clark. And Diana Taurasi just had this like attitude towards her, and I was like, I get it that you're like the Grozo vet or whatever, and like of course it's not going to be easy for her going into the pros, but like you don't even seem happy that she's bringing all this like popularity.
She was being an old head for sure.
It's just
it was just old head
on.
comments.
Bro, it's like this is the biggest player coming out of women's basketball
ever
in decades.
No, ever.
It's Candace Parker,
ever.
probably. Like
bigger than Candace Parker.
I'm saying, but the biggest since then, probably.
Yes,
or biggest. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Bigger,
she's the reason that they're breaking like records for TVs watching that fucking national championship.
14.2 million viewers, which is the most
crazy.
ever.
Who cares if she's like not like the godsend? Like just the eyes on her should be great for the WNBA.
Yeah. So I don't know. That frustrated me. I understood it from like a veteran perspective and a competitiveness, but I was just like, come on. Like
give her some pride.
We're looking forward to seeing what she can do in the league.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we're gonna be
Which is funny because that's pretty much how everyone treated Wemby, right? When Wemby was coming in, everyone's like, oh, like, we're excited to see how he's gonna do. Like, he's gonna be a great player and everything. Like I feel like it's very positive, and then they're not getting that when Caitlin Clark's coming in. Moving
on here, we're going to I'm gonna swing it over to Robbie for this one because this is kind of his forte. Congratulations to Scotty Scheffler, who ended up winning the Masters.
Wow. Just simply the best golfer in the world right now.
Yeah, it's
the other thing that made me happy about the Masters is the live guys all played like absolute dog shit.
Shambo fucking tanked.
Shambo was the only one close. I think all of the rest of them, I think him and Cam Johnson were the only 2 under par for the week, and every other single live golfer either missed the cut or was over par. So enjoy that paycheck, fellas. Not getting a green jacket though.
That's a cope out of you.
But yeah, I mean, Scotty is far and away the best golfer in the world right now. I don't think it's even close at the moment, especially when he starts putting well. So it's good to see him win another one. It's funny to see the picture of him putting the jacket on Rahm last year and then Rahm putting it right back on him this year. Yep. We obviously have to mention Tiger Woods as well. Did make the cut. I think, unfortunately, having to play extra holes on Friday was probably his undoing. I think he's going to have a tournament where he manages to keep it together for a whole tournament. It will be up there. It's not going to be very often, but it will happen, assuming he doesn't get injured again. I'm not saying he's going to win a tournament, but I do think he can put one together where he stays in contention for a whole tournament.
Tiger Woods on any given day for 18 holes can still win an event. Like if it was just an single day event, Tiger Woods can absolutely still win against the best golfers in the world. He cannot put together a 4-day tournament anymore.
You know what's crazy? I was reading the other day. So there's a Supreme Court case not too long ago that essentially said if a person has a disability and they're playing like on the PGA Tour, the PGA Tour has to allow them to use a cart, at least for transport, I think, between holes, if not the whole thing. Tiger, because of his leg injury, would technically qualify for riding a cart, but he's way too fucking proud to do that. I did think that was interesting. I was like, you give Tiger a cart for 18 holes?
Yeah.
Then you could definitely win a tournament.
That'd be wild.
Did
you see that motherfucker riding through Augusta?
Yeah.
That'd be so good.
But, he broke the Masters record for most consecutive cuts made, which was pretty incredible, and made the cut by a fair margin.
Incredible.
Obviously finished in last of everyone that made the cut. Had a
that second day was brutal for a lot of pros. I was actually shocked how well Tiger, for all intents and purposes, played super well on Friday.
100%. I mean, the score to win the Masters was so low this year. I think Scotty finished at minus 11, which is a lot lower than it's been.
And he played a really good round, but everyone else was Morikawa was like 7.
Yeah, I mean, I think Scotty could have gone lower than that if he wanted to, but he didn't need to because he knew that like no one was really gonna be able to keep up most of the day. Everyone was kind of dropping like flies around him. So, not the most exciting Masters, but I think some good storylines coming out of it, and excited to see where the rest of the golf season goes. See if maybe Tiger can put 72 holes together.
Yeah, well, I guess we will see. Moving on here into a little bit of NFL news. The Eagles extend Devonta Smith through the 2028 season. I mean, this is to me kind of a no-brainer. The Eagles have an incredible offensive core, especially with the incoming Saquon Barkley, and I think just keeping them together obviously makes the most sense. That addition of Saquon Barkley makes me really interested to see what the Eagles look like this next season. So,
will they find a way to choke again?
Maybe. Hey, they lost Jason Kelsey.
So.
The thing I'm most curious about is how do they replace the loss of veteran leadership from this offseason?
Yeah, 100%.
I think that's the biggest question for the Eagles. You obviously lost Kelsey. Fletcher Cox retired as well, I believe.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a crazy 1-2 punch for the Eagles.
That is a lot of leadership.
Both sides of the ball, you just lost
your biggest leaders.
Your leaders.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm very curious to see how they do. I bet they start off hot again. But if they start losing some games down the stretch,
in my opinion, Sirianni's on the seat's a little toasty. I mean, you can't go from being a Super Bowl runner-up to all of a sudden 10-1 and then losing like 6 or 7 straight games,
and losing to Baker in the first round.
Especially Philly, you can do that in a lot of cities. You can't do that in Philadelphia.
Dude, would someone please come do that in Carolina? I'd be fucking thrilled.
I've never seen an NFL team collapse that bad. That started off that strong.
An NFL team with that much veteran leadership. We just talked about the guys they have that have been to Super Bowls and have been in the league for so long. It was shocking to say the least.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
As a Cowboys fan, thrilled.
Cope.
Yeah. So I mean, speaking of like the free agency, obviously in this hiatus that we did with the podcast, missed a lot of the NFL free agency, but probably the craziest NFL free agency in years.
Yeah, it was wild.
Like the amount of changes.
Running backs, I mean, just the top 20 running backs in the league all have different homes, it feels like.
Fantasy's going to be wild this year. No one's going to know. You have no idea.
Being in a dynasty league was crazy, just seeing all this shit happen.
Oh, look, my team's still ass. Anyways.
In other news, it's still going to finish in the bottom half of the dynasty.
How do we feel about Kirk Cousins on the Falcons? What do we think about that?
Kirk O'Chains?
He's an upgrade, right?
He certainly is.
He's an upgrade.
You look at their offense on paper and you're like, damn, like they should be good enough to win the division for
Kyle
sure.
Pitts.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, is Kyle Pitts going to hurt me one more year?
I don't know how. Like, I'm just so convinced that Kyle Pitts is not going to be good this year that I wouldn't touch him still.
Oh, God. Arthur Smith.
In his defense, this is the best quarterback. This is the best quarterback he's had because he had the ghost of Matt Ryan and then Mariota and Ritter. Like, it's the best quarterback he's had.
Pick 6 Ritter.
We also have to talk about Derrick Henry on the Ravens.
Gross.
That is an insane one too. That is insane.
You got Uncle Rico down there starting a running back. You'll be all right.
The 2-headed attack with Rico Dowell and Deuce Vaughn. We'll let the Cowboys cook.
Y'all are gonna draft a running back, right? Like you have to.
Another quick one to mention. Obviously, this is in preparation. If they don't, I will be beyond shocked. In preparation to draft Caleb Williams, the Bears traded away Justin Fields. Russell Wilson also has a new home. They're both on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Fields is going to back up Wilson.
Holy mid-off for the Steelers on the quarterback position.
Dude, the Bears got a fucking tuna sandwich in return for Fields. I was cackling. And I couldn't believe his value.
They were talking like as soon as the offseason started, like, yeah, there's a lot of suitors. Like they know they were trying to drive up the price, and then everyone realized there were no suitors.
Fucking sucks.
There were no suitors. It was literally just them bidding against themselves. So
yeah,
I do kind of think he'll end up being the starting quarterback for the Steelers at some point this year.
That's crazy.
I mean, can Russ play that bad? Can Russ play that bad?
Pretty bad. He hasn't been great. I mean, he looked better last year, but that's not saying a lot.
He did look better. Yeah, I agree.
Fields could just learn how to throw the ball. It's that easy. Just simply learn how to throw.
Fields can't read.
He's not Floyd Mayweather.
Harry Potter book.
What do you say? 54. So I'm just kind of scrolling down the list here of all the transactions. The Texans are scary looking this, especially with how good Stroud is. Mixon, Stephon Diggs. They signed Danielle Hunter. Dude, that team is good. If Stroud comes back and plays like he did last year.
Is it just me or like I think they're going to be very good? Like there's always that team that makes all of these free agent moves, and we come into the year and like they're going to be so fucking good. Like this is their year, and then something goes wrong. Like
Stroud is primed for a sophomore slump.
That's exactly
absolutely primed. All the defenses now have an entire year to look at film. I know he's got Diggs. Diggs is kind of washed.
But what I was gonna say too is if Stroud comes out slow, Diggs is gonna get a fucking attitude, and it's gonna rub off on all of the young wide receivers around him too.
Pause.
It was fine.
Do you think that Stroud, like for me, right? Whenever teams get this film from these quarterbacks rookie year, and they tend to expose one specific thing that is like their biggest weakness. I don't view Stroud as having that one thing that teams can like. To me, I didn't see a particular weakness from him throughout the season. I was like, oh, the team should try to expose that more. Like he can throw the deep ball, he can throw short pass, he's good in the pocket, he uses his legs well. Like I just don't know what teams are going to do, especially with a stronger receiving core.
They're going to throw different pressures at him that he hasn't seen.
Yeah,
that's the solution.
I'll just be interested to see it.
The D coordinator is going to have to get in his bag and see how he can confuse Stroud. I mean,
agreed.
So, I mean, they got Joe Mixon. I mean, the offense is disgusting.
The
defense is great too.
Yeah, and the defense is really good.
We got Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson on the edges, just coming in.
Insane.
Yeah,
I mean,
they got good corners and good
There's
safeties.
no better receiving core than Tank Dell, Nico, and Diggs, is there?
And Dalton Schultz.
The only one I would put up there is maybe the Bengals, but they're not as good.
And Higgins isn't coming back.
He's still there right now.
Yeah, for right now.
Did they franchise tag him?
They did.
You gonna run that back? Can Burrow stay healthy?
Yeah, can the wide receiver stay healthy?
Yeah, that's a fair point too.
Can anyone stay healthy? Offensive line? I think that whole Bengals offense is fucking allergic to staying healthy.
Keep going down. The Titans signing Tony Pollard and Calvin Ridley, two very good skill position players.
For Will Levis Jerry Jones. To cook.
Yeah, for real. Let's see. Chiefs did.
And Calvin Ridley. I've been a truther for Calvin Ridley.
Didn't the Chiefs get Hollywood?
Oh, they did. Sorry. Yeah, they did. And Carson Wentz.
We also have to talk about Rashee Rice being headed to the Texas State Penitentiary.
Nothing like racing a Corvette with like 25 pounds of weed in the back.
Yeah, it's like and fleeing the scene.
I mean, that's not top 5.
I say Texas State Penitentiary. He's going to get a 4-game suspension and be right back on the field. Let's be completely honest.
No, he'll get 8. He didn't beat anyone. If he beat somebody, he'd get 4.
That's what you're right. Sorry, that's on me for sure. Yeah.
We've seen how the commission runs the league.
Now, if you place a bet while you're at the team facility, find a new fucking job. Congrats, you are a Shanghai Shark. All right, let's.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, bet $1,000. You're not allowed to play. Beat the piss out of your pregnant girlfriend. 4-game suspension.
Just don't do it again.
Just don't do it again. Here.
God almighty.
Goodell, you are a clown.
You guys think that Drew Lock going to take Daniel Jones' job?
No.
I talk about it mid-off, dude. Holy shit. I forgot those two jokers on the same team.
That's terrible.
Who did the Seahawks get? Because they got.
Don't worry, Daniel Jones is top 7
That's
paid
right.
in the league.
I forgot.
Yeah,
Sam Howell was traded to the Seahawks. We have a Geno Smith,
nice.
Sam Howell quarterback
Geno
battle as well.
Some respect on Geno's
Yeah,
name.
Geno's
I mean,
all right.
he's 1A for
He
sure.
He wasn't as good. He wasn't as good as the
Sam
year
Howell.
before.
Sam Howell's kind of nice though.
Yeah, he did lead the league in passing.
He's kind of nice.
He was slinging it.
I
Mostly
saw it.
because the Redskins couldn't.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I saw today that Schefter was telling Commanders fans on a podcast that they go and start buying Jaden Daniels jerseys.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, he's
Right,
going to go number 2.
Keep going down the list here. Obviously, we talked about Saquon Barkley to the Eagles already. The Commanders did end up landing Eckler, who's getting a little bit washed. So he's I don't know how big that is.
Also, the Chargers suck.
Hey, they got the
So-
Gus bus, all right? Gus Edwards is the starting running back
Gus
now.
went to the Chargers side.
Yeah.
Again, dude, all the running backs just flip flopped.
Did the Commanders just sign washed people? Listen to these names real quick and tell me if they're you think they're washed or not.
Washed or not? We're going to play washed or not right now?
Let's go.
Marcus Mariota.
Washed.
He can't be considered washed because he was never good.
Fun fact, he's going to be the first
Somebody's
NFL
washed.
quarterback to ever wear the number 0 this year, which just makes you
I
more
saw
washed.
that,
That
yeah.
makes you more washed as a
Yeah,
quarterback.
good on him.
That's not a quarterback number.
He
Austin Eckler.
below washed.
Washed.
Eckler, I think, is borderline washed.
I think playing on the Commanders this year will make him look washed.
Jamison Crowder.
He's still in the league?
That's what I'm saying.
doesn't qualify for washed. or not.
Zach Ertz. These are all
I'm
guys they
actually gonna say not
signed.
washed. I'm actually going to say not washed. I think
Really?
Ertz still has
I
something in
think
the
Sky-
tank. Yeah,
He's ancient.
yeah he
Cardinals
is.
fucking suck. So like he just didn't play.
He got hurt, and then Trey
Yeah.
McBride was playing well, so they didn't really
Yeah.
play him.
Bobby Wagner.
Not washed.
Not. I mean, he's so smart. Like he
He's
can
a really good, yeah.
He can outlive
Yeah,
his body a little bit.
That shit, like, I'm just like, why do these guys are all so old?
Bro, in
They
like,
just signed all of them.
in like 2016, though.
Yeah, that seems crazy.
Mariota would still be ass. In
It
2016.
reminds me of us
Yeah.
talking about the fucking Clippers. Like, if you took the Clippers in like 2017, they'd be nasty. But now
So,
you have
just
the ghosts of
5
James
years
Harden
past their prime.
and Russell Westbrook.
So the Bears got some good pickups. DeAndre Swift, Keenan Allen, obviously have the number 1 pick. So that's a great one.
Got
too.
rid of Justin Fields.
Yeah, got rid of
The
Justin
NFC
Fields.
North is going to be a dogfight this year. Like, I think all of those
Yeah.
teams are pretty good. I guess Vikings quarterback situation notwithstanding, but they still have a good
Aaron
offense.
Jones also fucked off.
Yeah,
from the Packers.
I'm not sure it's going to matter who the Vikings start at quarterback. They're still going to be decent because their skill position players are so good.
Yeah.
Who do the Vikings have running back? They lost Madison. Cam
They
Akers got cut.
They signed. I
Oh
just
God,
saw
who
the
is
other
that?
day.
Yeah.
I literally just was looking at it the other day.
Well, you
Oh, they-
find that?
Who the Packers have? Or the
No,
Vikings?
the Vikings.
They have Aaron Jones.
That's right. Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
went-
yeah, that's right.
He went
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Minnesota. Yeah.
yeah. Traitor.
So speaking of Green Bay, Josh Jacobs is now a Green Bay Packer.
I forgot about that.
Xavier
Holy shit.
McKinney is also a very good safety.
I
He's like-
oh
forgot
my god, I
about it.
forgot he went there. So is Madison starting in Oakland?
I think it's going to be Zamir White unless they draft someone.
Hmm.
God. Man, everyone was so high on Madison last year, and he fucking sucked.
You could have seen he wasn't good when he came in. Really, like you should have seen that coming. If you didn't know Madison was going to be bad, I'm going to put that on you.
So for the Vikings, some of their big signings: Sam Darnold, huge pickup for the Vikings.
Apparently will be the starting quarterback
Yeah, I
week
know.
1 this year, no matter who they draft. Apparently they're drafting JJ McCarthy, so he's not going to fucking start anyways.
That's crazy.
Oh my god, that's the same dude.
They apparently
Sam
want to
Darnold and
they-
JJ McCarthy are the same fucking.
They apparently
guy.
That's
want
the
to
best
trade
comparison
up.
I've ever heard.
They want to trade up to get JJ McCarthy.
Yikes! Yeah.
Why?
No,
Yeah.
I mean,
I would
pay
rather
me
have
what you're paying the GM.
I would rather have Sam Darnold because at least he's played in the NFL for a little bit. Like JJ McCarthy's going to be
Yeah,
ass.
I know his ceiling. I don't know JJ McCarthy's floor.
JJ McCarthy's floor is
Bar.
Nathan.
That was kind of a
Peterman.
bar.
His floor is Nathan Peterman. Let's not mince
Nathan.
words here. It's pretty simple.
Continuing on with the Vikings, Aaron Jones, another signing for them. Jonathan Grenard, the edge rusher, also a good pickup for the Vikings. The Falcons, as we talked about before, Kirk Cousins, Darnell Mooney, Rondale Moore, some pretty good guys.
Holy,
Decent-
why
yeah,
do they need
kinda
2
mid.
more receivers? Fucking why?
Well, they signed Ray McLeod too. So a
he's,
lot of
yeah,
receivers.
he's not playing receiver. He's a kick returner. Ray McLeod ain't get Ray out there running fucking routes.
Getting to the Panthers here. Deontay Johnson. That's Robert
signing.
Hunt.
I'm here.
Damian Lewis.
Yep.
Holy offensive line signings.
Bro, did you
Needed.
see the offensive line last year?
Jadeveon Clowney. We love Jadeveon Clowney.
Oh, I mean, talk about washed or not.
No. You want to hear a fun fact? So
Yeah.
obviously the Panthers traded away Brian Burns, which was a big move. I only
Very
got a
sad.
second rounder for him. Who had more sacks last year, Jadeveon Clowney or Brian Burns?
Actually,
Jadeveon Clowney had a half more sack than Brian Burns did.
that's kind of wild.
Okay.
And the Panthers got him for 18 mil less than what the Giants paid
Yeah.
Brian Burns. I mean,
That's pretty
obviously
good.
Brian Burns is younger and is going to be a better player in the long term. However,
For right now,
we didn't have
You
the
guys are a
money.
win now
We didn't
team.
have the money to pay him
Yeah.
anyways. So it didn't
But the
matter.
Panthers are a win now. Like you got to win now.
No, we're not.
Just kidding.
Bro, there's still like 3 more years on the tank.
We need to
Yeah,
actually rebuild. We keep doing this shit. We're like, oh, we're going to sign this quarterback and he's going to fix all of our
Yeah.
problems.
And
Like,
then
no, we
it's
need to
terrible.
build around Bryce Young and figure it out.
Yeah.
Was that called the Baker experiment?
Dave Tepper's a fucking moron. Anyways,
Shout out Matt Rule. Anyways,
shout out Matt Rule.
So I
What's
mean,
up?
the Panthers kind of dishing out money here. Derek Brown,
Yeah, and we
Deshaun Robinson.
definitely overpaid a little bit for the offensive line guys.
Yeah.
However, like when you're the worst team in the league, you kind of have to overpay
I
to
get
get
it.
anyone to come there. You know,
you got to protect your first round,
and
first
Bryce
overall pick.
and Bryce is short. He needs a good interior line. Like you cannot have pressure in his face when he's that short. So it makes sense.
Agreed.
Other than the Cowboys, the Saints had the most irrelevant free agency I've ever seen,
Saints-
including
Dude, the
Kellen
Saints
Mond
have
and
no
Nathan
money.
Peterman.
The Saints are in probably the worst cap shape in the league.
Chase Young. Sorry, they did get Chase Young. That was a good
Yes.
pickup. But outside of that,
It
they got-
wa-
they-
was it?
Are you sure
Uh,
he wasn't donated?
Washed or not, Chase Young.
Ben washed.
not yet. Not yet. Chase
It's
Young's not
close.
washed yet.
It's
Not
close.
yet. Not yet.
Only because of his effort. His effort level sucks.
Yeah. Tampa Bay, a huge. I'm gonna say it. Huge re-signing Baker Mayfield.
Yes.
That's the
Yeah,
right
absolutely.
call.
Unironically,
Huge
yeah.
re-signing.
What was
Unironically.
it? 3 year, 100 mil?
It was very reasonable. Whatever. It was.
Yeah, that includes $30 million guaranteed, 3 years, $100 million. Yeah,
Very reasonable.
that's fine.
Or-
Yeah, totally fine.
Because he's
Well, and
actually
then-
fucking healthy, and they like him now.
Yes.
Again,
exactly.
the Panthers are the problem, not Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to
we-
know
the
that.
Panthers and the
We've been
Browns.
saying that.
And the Browns, yeah. Well, because don't you remember how highly McVay spoke of him whenever he was
Yeah.
briefly with the Rams, and he was like, "Yeah, he's a good guy. He's just been in terrible situations."
Baker is a slightly above average NFL
Yeah.
starting quarterback.
Agreed. Yes, he is. So for that, and also Mike Evans re-signed. It was reported that if they didn't have the success that they did last year, like when Baker
Yeah.
came in, they were going to trade Evans and Godwin. So
I
it's
was
like
really
luckily they
hoping that Mike Evans would come with Canales to Carolina. Obviously, that was me coping, but I was like, I mean, they're boys, right? Like they're boys.
didn't.
Bro, Mike Evans has been on the watch or not train
not.
for
Dude,
a
for
while
years.
now.
And he's not. He's
He's
simply
not.
People
not.
have been
He's still
waiting,
not.
and he keeps having 1,000-yard
He's-
seasons.
he's
Doesn't
simply
matter
not-
who's at the helm.
I'm not
Yeah.
convinced the man will ever be washed. I just
He's
I don't.
he's obviously already a Hall of Famer, and
Mhm.
he just keeps cooking.
Yep. The Cardinals with a big Desmond Ritter pickup.
So are him and Kyler are they going to get some double XP work in together?
Bro, I mean, I cannot
Yeah.
wait for the first Desmond Ritter to Marvin Harrison Jr. Touchdown pass last year or next year. It's gonna go fucking crazy.
The Rams signing Jimmy G as a backup there.
Yeah, bro, they're gonna have to put their whole quarterback room in the nursing home soon. What the hell are they doing? Fucking Matthew Stafford and
Jimmy G's
Jimmy
not
G.
that old. He's just not
Feels
great.
he feels like he's been in the league for a long ass time.
Yeah,
I still
he
forget
does.
that he was on the Patriots at one point.
Yeah.
He's just so handsome.
He's so
That's what
handsome.
I'm saying. Cornerback Darius Williams. 49ers picking up Josh Dobbs as a backup quarterback. They don't really need to sign anybody. They should just run it back. Like that's what they should realistically do.
Correct.
So they don't.
You just
need
hope
anything.
hope that someone in the AFC figures out how to beat Mahomes and
Yeah,
then you go win the
exactly.
Super Bowl. Like that, if you're the Niners, that's
Yeah.
what you're hoping for.
So I think
CMC
Robbie.
still keeps L dancing in the direction of Panthers fans because all of a sudden he's invincible and Iron Man.
I love that man. I wish him nothing but the best. He deserved better than us, and he found it, and I could not be happier.
And then
Correct.
as Robbie mentioned earlier, last team here, the Seattle Seahawks signing Sam Howell and also a big D end re-signing with Leonard Williams. But yeah, just like in terms of big names, just some of the biggest movement we've seen in
Lots of
years,
shit.
especially running backs. Yeah,
Well, I mean, this
lots
happened,
of
a couple months ago, and like you're saying, moves that happened, I'd already forgotten about. Josh Jacobs of the Packers completely left my mind. I did not remember that happened.
Yeah. All right, moving on from the NFL here, we're going to get to a little bit of NBA. The NBA playoffs are coming up, gentlemen. Some exciting times. The Mavs are facing the Clippers again.
Lakers are up 10 on the Pelicans right now in the 7-8 matchup.
Yeah, LeBron's going to go LeBron in the second half, and it's going to be 20 points by the end.
Ryan,
LeBron's already got 15, 80. Right. I think he's sleeping on the court. He has the goddamn thing.
How are we facing the Clippers again?
I'm coping.
We can't beat them.
You guys.
We
I
can't beat the Clippers.
You can do it. You can do it.
We can beat these Clippers.
Yeah, I agree. I think we can.
We, I think, are the hottest team in the second half of the season in the West.
Yeah, probably.
The Celtics.
Dude, the Thunder are... Yeah, the Celtics and Thunder are kind of on crazy heaters. Okay, quick headlines before we get to the actual preview of the actual playoffs themselves. Giannis, with injuries, expected to miss the beginning of the Bucks series. Not great.
The Pacers are winning that series if Giannis misses more than the first game.
Agreed.
There's the
If
tape.
Giannis misses the first two games, I think the Pacers win that series. The Pacers might be. I mean, Doc Rivers has just fucking killed the Bucks. I don't know what the hell.
The Pacers are favored.
Yeah.
Already. With Giannis out, the Pacers are favored by the books.
Back.
Like they're in Milwaukee and the Pacers are favored,
crazy.
By the way.
It's just why I know it's just crazy.
Doc Rivers is not a good coach. I don't know why he keeps getting jobs. Who keeps giving this man jobs?
JJ Redick said it on the podcast, and then Pat Bev came for him, and then JJ Redick was like, "Do you see what's going on right now?" I
think we talked about whenever they got Damian Lillard, though. We expected this Bucks team to probably win the East and be there. They're not going to win the East this year. It's just not going to happen.
They're 15 games behind the Celtics.
I would not.
We thought the Celtics would be good.
Not this good.
Did not think they would be the juggernaut.
Because Porzingis is hooping.
They've stayed so healthy.
Exactly.
And they have just immediately meshed. Yeah, Porzingis
somehow is figured it out.
Porzingis had never left the Mavs. I mean, the Mavs would go 82-0 with the current team. Just let that
But Porzingis just plays so well with the other Celtics. I feel like it's more of why it works, right? I think he just plays really well off Tatum and Brown.
Yeah.
Talking about the NBA real quick. I don't know if I didn't look at the farther down the notes to see if this was this was on here, but shout out Blake Griffin. Retired today.
Literally on the note.
Literally 2 headlines down. If
anyways,
the notes.
I told you I didn't read it. I didn't see him.
Team, quickly, so we can get to talk about the playoffs and stuff. Team USA is finalizing a 2024 Paris Olympics men's basketball roster that includes several of the generation's iconic players, including LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, and many more.
Joel Embiid making his debut for Team USA.
Yeah.
Because apparently Kawhi is a triple citizen. The last spot.
Dude, that team is disgusting. Holy crap. Yeah. Thank God that they want to play for once.
Yeah. There's no reason that team shouldn't waltz to gold medal.
Yes.
LeBron. I think you could blindfold LeBron and they still might win a gold medal.
Yeah. So, and right after, I was going to quickly mention congratulations to Blake Griffin on retirement. Obviously a good career, played with a lot of different teams, most notably remembered for Lob City Clippers, deservedly so. That was such a fun team to watch with Chris Paul and DeAndre Jordan. And so, yeah, I mean, an athletic freak until his body kind of just stopped keeping up with him. But that kind of happens to all those guys, unfortunately. Anything you want to say about
what's kind of sad is he's probably not a Hall of Famer.
I was actually just looking that up. What do you think his Hall of Fame probability odds are?
0.0006.
Much higher.
I was really? Say 30%.
Higher.
What did he do?
They have him at 54.8%. Basketball Reference does.
What did he do?
He's right above. He's right above Maurice Cheeks and Yao Ming.
How is Yao not higher?
So in Griffin's defense, he was a 3-time second team All NBA, and twice he was a third team All NBA.
Here's the take too. If any of those Lob City teams had been able to not collapse in the playoffs and make a run even to the finals, I think he'd have a really good chance.
And who are we blaming that on yet again?
Doc Rivers. No, it's Doc Rivers.
It is Doc Rivers.
He's actually ahead of Luka Doncic right now. Obviously, Luka's not had a very long career, but Luka is only at 41% right now.
Damn.
Crazy.
Okay. Yeah, I got to talk about Luka Doncic real quick.
Are we talking about MVP right now?
I got to talk about this. I got to talk about this MVP
But SGA, Connor. Oh.
Dude, I've got to talk about it. First of all, and this stems from the problem that Jokic should have three-peated last year. There was no reason for Embiid to win that award. I don't care that you're like, oh, if he didn't win it this year, he's never going to win it. That is the opposite of what the award is intended for. The award is intended to go to the best player with hopefully a good team of that year.
Got participation trophies for the NBA MVP.
We've gotten so far away from what the MVP is like supposed to be.
It's who deserves it based off the last 5 years versus who was the most valuable player this year.
It's ridiculous, and it's also like a media thing, and like there shouldn't be a thing such like voter fatigue for awards that are based on the previous season and your accolades shouldn't exist. Yeah. Like that doesn't make any sense. Voter fatigue should not be a thing. I don't care that Jokic had won it twice already.
Because LeBron,
he was the best player last year.
As well.
Yes, and you could argue the same thing for Jordan. And I don't care about like the Jordan, LeBron MVP debate or whatever. But the fact that Luka hadn't even been considered until a few weeks ago. I don't know if y'all saw like the NBA graphics where he just like shot up in the graphics or whatever, and everybody was like, "How is this just now happening? He's averaging a triple-double on a 50-win team." And he's just getting the recognition. It's just like boggles my mind. I just don't understand. The same thing
happened with Westbrook when he was averaging the triple double.
I know.
I'm just. Happened.
It's just like unbelievable. I was like, what does he have to do? He's playing better than anybody on a 50-win team.
But I mean, let's not discredit Nikola Jokic.
Of course.
Let's not discredit him because he's also had a great year and is still
100%.
The best player in the NBA.
But this is like, but I think I partially put that argument forward first to kind of defend what I was saying because I was like, I firmly believe Jokic should have three-peated, but I believe this year Luka Doncic should be the MVP, and I think it's ridiculous that he hasn't had any traction until the last 2 weeks, and then like SGA had one good game, and all of a sudden SGA shot over it.
It's so weird because it's almost like college football, like pole inertia, right? Where like all of a sudden like you just like don't move for some reason, even though you're winning or losing, like you just don't have that movement. And like you have to have something big happen to get moving. It doesn't. It's not how it should be at all.
But Luka didn't do anything big. It was just like they were like, oh my god, like oh this guy. It's just I guess the Mavs winning games.
Someone started checking box scores like oh fuck.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Bro, the man averaged 34 points a game. He averaged 3.5 points a game more than Giannis in second place.
Current odds right now. I see Jokic heavy favorite, then Luka, then SGA.
He's averaging 34, 9, and 10.
Mid.
Like I don't understand. On 50% shooting.
With 1.5 steals.
I don't understand. Like, and this is not just because I'm a Mavericks fan, because I was on this train for Jokic last year, where I was just like, he's so far clear ahead of everybody that it doesn't make sense.
I mean, Jokic is averaging 26, 12, and 9. Let's
I'm
not
not
act like he's having a bad year.
No, it's not a shot at Jokic. It's
not
like
at all.
The fact that Luka hasn't even been looked at.
Yeah, I'm just like I just don't understand it. I don't understand why it just took until the last 2 weeks for them to say anything. I was just like, what? It's just really frustrating. I just don't understand that. So hopefully it doesn't happen in the future. And can we please get rid of the term voter fatigue when it relates to an MVP award?
And every time I hear voter fatigue, I just think of LeBron. Like that's just like LeBron should have won so many more MVPs, but voter fatigue.
It shouldn't exist. Voter fatigue should not be a thing.
They should just have new voters every year if that's gonna be a fun.
Yeah. Yes.
Like rotate the voters.
Reach. Like for real. God, man, that takes me off. Sorry to get animated. I was just like, I
love it. I love the passion, Connor.
God, it ticks me off.
I wish I had a team I could get passionate about.
Not the Hornets.
Go Hurricanes. Go Hurricanes.
All right, let's talk about the playoffs, gentlemen. After my MVP rant, let's talk about the NBA playoffs. Obviously, some play-in games are happening right now. Brian, you said the Pelicans were up by 10 on the Lakers.
The Lakers were up 10.
The Lakers are up 13.
Excuse me. Sorry. Apologies. The Lakers are up 13. So for the play-in games, as a reminder, the 7-8 seed, the Pelicans are playing the Lakers currently. And then later, the Kings will be playing the Warriors as a 9-10 matchup. Dude, I'm not going to lie. 10-seed Warriors, you don't want to – it's always scary. Warriors are always scary, no matter where they're
Imagine being the Thunder. You win the number 1 seed, and your reward is playing Steph Curry in the first round.
Exactly. Yep, that's what. Yeah,
congrats.
On the other side, the Eastern Conference, the 76ers and the Heat are playing for the 7-8 matchup. Kind of crazy that the Sixers are down there. And the Bulls and the Hawks in the 9-10 matchup.
Neither this Bulls and Hawks team should be in the playoff.
I can't wait for playoff Jimmy to fucking beat the 76ers.
Yeah, for real.
And then the 76ers go get embarrassed by like
the Hawks again. Somehow lose to the Hawks again.
Philly would burn.
You know what's crazy though about like you talked about the Jimmy Butler thing. They win and they end up going against the Knicks. I could see playoff Jimmy beating the Knicks if they needed to.
Bro, I cannot believe the Knicks finished that high. I was baffled.
50-32. Yeah. It's a pretty crazy finish. So for the solidified matchups, the number 4 seed Clippers will be facing the number 5 seed Dallas Mavericks in the third rematch in the past 5-6 years, something like that.
I'm laughing. I didn't realize the Hawks record was that bad.
The East is abysmal. Yeah,
they're terrible.
Games behind the Celtics. Oh,
correct.
On the Western side, the 3-seeded Timberwolves will be facing the 6-seeded Suns, which I think that's kind of an interesting matchup. Just very different teams.
If you're the Timberwolves, you're pissed that you pulled the Suns there.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think the Suns can win that series.
Yep. On the Eastern side, in terms of solidified matchups, the 4-seeded Cavaliers going against the 5-seeded Magic. Shout out to the Magic for bouncing back.
I think it's gonna be a fun series too.
Yeah, it could be.
I think it's gonna be a really fun series.
We mentioned it before, but the number 3 Bucks going against the number 6 Pacers. Obviously, Giannis's injury, his health is kind of tentative, so we'll see there what happens.
If Doc Rivers wasn't the coach, they'd be fine because Doc Rivers is the coach. I do think the Pacers are going to win.
You hate Doc Rivers.
He's terrible. Terrible.
And then for the top 2 seeds,
I wish I could be as bad at my job as he is.
And then for the top 2 seeds in each conference, Western Conference, the fact that the Oklahoma City Thunder are the number ones, they shouldn't have been this good.
Two years ahead of schedule?
They're 2 to 3 years.
2 years,
ahead of schedule.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they have how many first-round picks left still?
Yeah, crazy.
Number 1 seed drafting what is it like now? Sophomores in high school.
At this point, they should just start trading all those picks to get like whoever they
mega
want.
Stars. Yeah. Luka Doncic, but please don't.
Cuban would never.
Western Conference number 2 seed is the Denver Nuggets, the defending champions. On the Eastern side, the number 1 seed is the Boston Celtics, who 64-win Boston Celtics. They are a force to be reckoned with. And then the number 2 seed, shockingly, is the New York Knicks at a 50-32 record, still 14 games behind the number 1 seed, which is insane.
Hey, I got a segment I like to call Fun Facts with Robbie. Robbie, who had the worst point differential in the NBA this year?
Is it the Charlotte Hornets?
You would be correct, sir, with a negative 10.2 point differential.
Hey, Brandon Miller, though? Brandon Miller looked nice. Brandon Miller is probably going to finish 3rd in Rookie of the Year, and probably would have won it any year that didn't have fucking Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren there.
For real.
Like, I mean, he played really well. Melo was out all year. And the Hornets are still going to fucking suck, but, like, I have some hope for that team as opposed to the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
Memphis Grizzlies also shameful tanking. By the way, they did a lot of that even without Ja.
They kind of realized
better than a 27-win team, and they said, "Let's fuck around and find out."
They realized that they're like, "Damn, we're not going to do much, so let's just tank."
Yeah, it was shameful, honestly. Like it was like really bad at it.
So Robbie kind of mentioned.
Oh, sorry, I was going to mention. I know I saw that someone on the Knicks got hurt. Randall is out, I think, for all of the playoffs. I think he's going to very much so hurt the Knicks.
R.I.P.
But they still have Jalen Brunson, so could still be on the maps. Could also still be on the map.
No, but I think Robbie's point earlier talking about kind of if you're the 1 seed Thunder and you pull the 10-seeded Warriors, like that's just an interesting series in and of itself. I mean, the completely new guys versus the team with all the vets who have been there
a lot.
Times. And it's just like that could be a really interesting series.
It's going to take Steph Curry going unconscious for them to win that series.
100%.
But it's not impossible.
No, not at all. Not at all. But yeah, I think there's definitely some fun matchups here. Obviously, I mean, Ryan and I being Dallas fans, gonna have our eyes on the Clippers because we have PTSD when it comes to the Los Angeles Clippers in the playoffs.
Yeah, I have I guess I'm gonna cheer for the Mavs with you guys. I don't really have anyone I want to cheer for in the NBA playoffs.
Yeah.
So I guess bandwagon Mavs fan for now. Is that cool? Can I join?
Oh yeah, 100%. Right. Yeah, but then we got to face a Thunder, which I don't love because we just got like 50-piece by them a couple nights ago. And
but you guys were starting no one was playing.
I know.
I did check the score and it was like 101-49. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then I realized like Luka and Kyrie both weren't playing.
Yeah, none of those guys were playing. Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna go put some respect on Mr. Irving's name. I have not heard a fucking negative thing at Kyrie Irving for like a season and a half at this point.
Well,
because he's happy. He likes where he's at.
It's been Ramadan for the last 30 days, so he's hungry.
Yeah.
He doesn't have enough energy to do anything out of pocket. So
yeah, I think like he
keep that energy.
I don't know if it's just because he's older and like you realize because I mean the whole thing with him, whenever he initially left Cleveland and went to Boston was like, oh, he wants to be the guy. But I think he's at the point in his career now to where I think he has enough of a split with Luka to where he's fine now, and like it's the
Luka
Mavs are just
like
good,
feels totally comfortable giving Kyrie the keys.
No, he is.
Like,
I think he was.
take it. Like,
Luka's tired.
I think
he's been doing this for years.
To me, Kyrie's always very much so looked up to LeBron, despite all of their differences that they've
No,
had in the
100%.
past. And like, no, LeBron for a long time was always that alpha guy, right? I mean, even on those Heat teams, he was the guy. And I think Kyrie's seen LeBron, at times on this Lakers team, very much so give the keys to Anthony Davis, right? I mean, there are definitely games where Anthony Davis is the main focal point for the Lakers. I think Kyrie, obviously he's gotten older and more mature, but I think that's part of it too. He sees, okay, this guy I've really looked up to can also, the best player to ever play basketball and not named Michael Jeffrey Jordan, can also give up the keys. Like, I can do the same. So
yeah. Any other playoff matchups we're kind of interested in, or do we want to?
It'll be fun to see, man. The NBA is just, the playoffs have been so exciting the last 5 years. I mean, it was just a LeBron show when he was in the East. He made like 9 straight finals or something like
insane.
that. And then it was against like just the Warriors dynasty. It was just like the same thing for 5 years. When LeBron went to LA and the Warriors got a little bit older, it's just been like really fun to see. You have teams like
just
the
different
Knicks.
teams.
You have the team like the Knicks at the 2 seed. Like, they've sucked for fucking decades. Like,
saw
the Magic, who are ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
The OKC, who's ahead of schedule. It's great.
I saw an article. Is this the end of the like LeBron Curry era, which I feel like we've been saying for the past couple years now?
Yeah.
But is this
They're both in the play-in. I mean, they're both in the play-in.
They both have been in the play-in like the last 3 years.
Yeah.
The Warriors were in the play-in last year.
They did better last year. There's a couple years ago, I remember that they were both in the play-in as well.
The Warriors love just sitting like in like bottom of the.
They were the 6th seed last year because remember they played the Kings.
They just simply want to make the playoffs. So
they coast. Yeah, and they just turn it on when it comes playoffs time.
That's all they need to do.
I do hope the Kings win tonight because I do want to see them light the beam again because lighting the beam is fucking electric.
But I want to see. I want to see
the
Warriors
Fox,
under matchup.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Moving on here, we're gonna stray a little bit and then come back to the sports. We got to talk about it. Is Drake's diss track heat?
Well, let's set the scene first.
Yeah.
We have to. Drake didn't fire the first shot. We got to give him that.
Yeah.
My man's Kendrick came on the future Metro Boomin album. And
we don't trust you.
Took some shots at Drake and J. Cole
in a song entitled "Like That,"
because Kendrick is like that. Let's be transparent. Fuck the big three. It's just big me.
That's
hard.
I can't disagree with that. Also, for all the dogs line, you're gonna end up in Pet Cemetery was also
all the dogs
like
getting
kind of wild,
super out of pocket. But I mean, it was a
dude. He referenced their song. He said first person shooter F sneak dissin. F, reverse that, but yeah.
That Kendrick has been sitting on that anger for a while, and he just finally decided like, all right.
They've had beef forever, but it's just been like quiet.
It's been very under wraps.
Probably because Metro and Future hate Drake, so they were like, do it.
Yeah.
And so he was like, okay,
do it. Palpatine, do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Drake. Well, actually, first J. Cole responded. And it was fucking horrible. And he was like, he was embarrassed of it himself and said, I should have fucking released that. And now he's stepped back out of the beef. So
and he deleted it.
Yeah, now it's just Kendrick and Drake. And Drake released a diss.
For audio listeners, Robbie did quotation marks.
It was a leak that Drake put out just to get some fan reception to it.
Connor, of course, it's Drake, so we meet right.
Yeah, Connor, you go first. I know you like the diss. I also thought it was good.
No, it's good. I mean, it's not like I think like Kendrick's obviously very much like wordplay guy. I mean, he's very like that's kind of his thing and stuff.
But Drake can do it too. Like,
no,
he doesn't
100%.
do it much anymore. But if he wanted to, he can.
No, Drake can hold his own when he wants to. But it was like these weren't supposed to be like the Pusha T Drake kind of like they weren't supposed to be going that
story of Adidon or Adidon. I can't see that.
Yeah. These are both. These are both warning shots. They're not like, oh, we're gonna digging really deep into this. Like they're both just like, hey, do you really want to do this?
I hope there's a second shot.
Oh yeah,
I think they both have enough dirt on each other. They'll
I do too. It'd be kind of crazy.
It'd be some good beef.
But like to Drake's point, he says it in the song. He's like, what the f is this, a 20v1? Because everybody in the music industry is like coming after.
But also, if you're Drake, like when you look around and realize, damn, everyone hates me. Like, is it me or is it? There's a saying, Connor. If you meet one asshole in a day, then you probably just met an asshole. If you meet if everyone you meet in a day is an asshole, then you're probably the asshole.
Spitting right there. Well, it's like what? So it's obviously Metro doesn't like him. Future doesn't like him anymore. Now it's the Weeknd doesn't like him. Kendrick doesn't like him. There's just like Nav, but like who cares about Nav?
That shit goes hard.
Someone's gonna get fucking mad at you saying that now.
I'm sorry. And then there's a few other guys, but it's just like I mean, Drake had some good lines, especially with Drake. Drake just the Metro line was funny because like I think people are like, oh, that's kind of stupid. I was like, but if coming from someone who is like a music producer, that's like the most disrespectful thing you can say to a music producer is shut the f up and go make some drums. Like that, like that's kind of funny.
Like, I don't want your input. Just go fucking make
just
beat.
go
like,
make some drums.
Get out of my way. But
and Drake like does, obviously we talked about it. He does the wordplay and stuff, but he's just more like funny than Kendrick is because he was like, how you big stepping with a size 7 men's on. It's just like he says stuff like that. That's just kind of funny.
He's a little corny, and that's like J. Cole tried to be corny on his, and it didn't land because he's not on that same level that Drake is.
Because Drake's like so memeable.
Like, yes, and he knows it.
But he knows it. Yeah, exactly. He plays into it 100%. So I think he has some good lines.
Like I said, my biggest concern with it is that if you're gonna release a diss track, just fucking drop it. Don't do this half-ass thing. Like I'm gonna put it out on Twitter and say it got leaked, and then see if people like it or not, and then I'm gonna drop it. Like fucking drop it already. And if Kendrick responds, I'm sure that will be in the song as well. I'm sure he'll have some thoughts.
I kind of get the feeling there. Well, and it made it even worse because Metro and Future dropped an album the next week. Yeah, we still don't trust you. And J. Cole was featured on one of the songs. Not that he did it, but he probably did that months ago. But people were like, "That is the worst look ever." The fact that he was on the album.
Bro was literally KD.
Yeah, for real.
Bro was literally KD.
He snaked him for a second. There was a certain line that I was trying to. What did he say? I mean, there's just some funny ones. He says, "I know my picture on the wall when y'all cook up." Like, it's just Oh, he did have one good line because in Kendrick says he's like, "Prince outlived Mike Jack."
Yeah,
and Drake was like, "What's a prince to a king? He a son." And I was like, "That's some Drake that's impressive wordplay."
I hope it keeps going. I do hope it keeps going because I think it could actually be good beef.
Yeah, bro. He said to
what
Kendrick,
"Fuck me for."
He said, "SZA got you wiped down. Travis got you wiped down.
That was incorrect.
That's disrespectful.
That's just incorrect.
That's disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie. But no, yeah, there's some good stuff in there. I'm with Robbie. I kind of hope that we get the next part of it. So we will see if they go deeper. I mean, it's the ball's in Kendrick's court now, or I guess it's probably in a lot of guys' courts right now.
Does Drake like officially? No,
I don't know if J. Cole's doing that again.
We'll kick that shit over the fence. He can't do it anymore. It's in the neighbor's yard. He's out.
He's not allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think Drake actually like drops it on streaming this week, like on Friday?
I do, because his team's been pushing it too. So I think
it'll actually drop, and then it's back in Kendrick's court.
Correct. Yeah, I agree with that. And Kendrick will probably make a reference to that. He'll be like, "Why didn't you?" He'll say something that's like, "Why didn't you drop it?"
Listen, something much more clever than we could ever come up with right now. But like, he'll have the thing of like, "Why did you like fake drop it?" And like,
exactly. I'm sure it'll be fun to watch. I mean, Drake's 40, but still getting in that beef.
God damn,
he's almost 40. That's a good question, Kendrick. Why'd you say that? Like, Kendrick's 36, so he's only.
Wow. Have you seen that video? It's like
Drake is younger than J. Cole.
Bro, I would have thought Kendrick was older than Drake, to be completely honest with you.
Have you seen that Kevin Hart thing where he's like, "How old are you?" He's like, 56.
Damn. Why'd you say it like that? I said, damn it. Yes. I would have never guessed that Drake was younger than J. Cole. That is crazy.
If you told me to put them in order of age, I would not have gotten that right.
No, not at all.
I probably
would put Drake as the top.
I would have put Drake as the youngest. I know he's been around, like just the way he acts in my mind, he's still the youngest.
Yeah,
that's like
he's
I guess.
Goofy.
Yeah, exactly.
His name's Aubrey.
Let's not forget that Drake is a Canadian named Aubrey. Let's never forget that.
Aubrey Graham, Mr. Graham.
Well, he was on Degrassi.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move into this last thing. We have a little bracket for you guys. And so what I've done is I've taken the NBA champions from the last 16 years and I put them in a bracket. And they're going against each other. We're going to talk about who we think would win in these matchups and who we think is the best kind of NBA champion in the last 16 years in bracket format. So our first matchup, gentlemen, we have the defending champions 2023 Denver Nuggets versus the 2008 Boston Celtics.
This is a good first matchup.
Is this like seeded specifically?
So I was going to do that, and then I ran out of time. So it's literally chronological order. So I was going to do it by regular season record, but I didn't have enough time. But
I mean, we've already been disrespecting Doc Rivers so much this podcast. Like, do we stop now?
I think it's like it kind of goes into that debate of the late 10s is when the outside shooting started becoming so important.
Very different. The game now is different than it was in 08, considerably.
I don't know. I think that's actually a very good match. That's a really interesting one.
The Celtics wouldn't know what to do with Jokic.
I kind of want to go Nuggets.
They physically wouldn't know what to do.
You put KG on him.
KG's a beast.
I mean, KG
sure.
was starting to get towards the end of his career, but he could still play. Like, I think KG could give Jokic some problems.
I think I'm leaning, but I think for me, I'm leaning towards the outside shooting ability of the Nuggets compared to the Celtics.
Yeah,
it's just different.
I think that series goes 6 or 7.
Yeah, it's a great series.
It's a good game. Yeah, I think it's a
Rajon
really
Rondo, Jamal Murray is also a great matchup. Two very different play styles, but very interesting.
Paul Pierce, aka Shits McGee.
I mean, they like.
Yeah, does Paul Pierce shit his pants in the series?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. Well,
I'm just saying the Celtics are 1-0 in a series when Paul Pierce shits his pants.
That's true. Well, we got to choose one, gentlemen. Who are we thinking? Nuggets or Celtics?
I almost would go that Celtics team just because I think they do match up decently well with the Nuggets.
Yeah, I like Celtics here.
I think KG and Rajon Rondo can both play good enough defense on Jokic and Murray to kind of let Paul Pierce and Ray Allen pour it in.
Yeah. This is brutal. 2015 Golden State Warriors versus the 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers.
I mean, they're the same teams.
Yeah.
They're the same teams.
Yeah. 2015 Golden State Warriors.
2015 was pre-KD though, so this is
correct. But it was their 73 and 19
season.
But
that team was unconscious.
Oh wait, no, it wasn't. It was before because the 2016 team was the 23 and 9. It was right before the 73 and 9 season because they lost in the finals. That's right.
I say we go Cavs.
Probably, yeah.
The Cavs. Wait, it was 2016 Cavs ones that were like just had everyone was hurt.
No. The 2016 Cavs was the one that beat the.
That was the Kyrie
Kyrie shot a little block.
Yeah.
It's got to be Cavs.
I think so too.
I agree.
It was destiny that the Cavs are going to win that.
2019 Toronto Raptors versus the 2012 Miami Heat.
That team wipes that Raptors team.
I was shocked the Raptors got there.
It might be a gentleman's sweep.
It's a gentleman's sweep.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever close.
Kawhi gives LeBron work in one game or something, and then it's just a kind of a wrap.
This one might be tough. 2011 Dallas Mavericks versus the 2020 Los Angeles Lakers.
Well, that's the
Mavs.
title. That's the bubble title.
That's not. What do you mean? That's a Mickey Mouse ring.
We've been through this.
You said this was going to be tough.
Come on,
it's LeBron and AD. Dirk's not doing much to AD.
The Mavs swept Kobe Lakers.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They swept Baby Thunder. They not swept, but they beat Baby
Lakers
Thunder.
Also ended up with a much easier path to the finals than they should have. They also ended up with the Heat in the finals. Again, a not great Heat team.
All right, we moved on the map.
Biased included.
2021 Milwaukee Bucks versus 2010 Los Angeles Lakers.
10 Lakers.
Yeah.
They can't guard Kobe, dude. They're just not. They're just simply not guarding Kobe. You're going to tell me Damian Lillard's going to lock up Kobe Bryant?
The fuck they doing with Giannis?
Dame wasn't on the team then, brother. Drew Holiday.
Well, you casual.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Drew would actually have a lot better chance of locking up.
Or Chris Middleton.
Woody.
Both those guys are good defenders. And Giannis. But you need Giannis for other stuff. But who's guarding? No. My biggest thing. You think Brook Lopez is guarding Shaq?
Shaq's not on that team.
Or not Shaq.
Al Gasol.
That's the most casual thing I've ever said. I'm not gonna lie. It's crazy.
Wow,
sorry.
You might have to cut that. I feel more
that was tough. Yeah.
Sorry. Regardless,
we are struggling.
Brook Lopez
with
is still.
these teams.
Yeah, for real. Brook Lopez is still not guarding.
Would have been Andrew Bynum actually at the 5.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
2013 Miami Heat, 2018 Golden State Warriors. This could be a matchup right here. Wait, what?
Lakers or Bucks, right?
Oh, sorry.
You just moved on past it, and I'm kind of upset about that.
Because I went with the Lakers too, so I thought we were outnumbered. 2013 Miami Heat, 2018 Golden State Warriors. KD Warriors, LeBron Wade. Like that could be a crazy match.
That's 7. That goes 7.
That's a crazy series, low-key.
That was the Heat team that got bailed out by Ray Allen, correct?
Yes, it was.
I think Warriors.
I think so too.
I'd agree, but that's a crazy series. Though.
KD joined the best team to ever do it. One of the best teams to ever do it.
2017 Golden State Warriors, 2014 San Antonio Spurs. Probably Warriors. Just because that Spurs team was low key kind of like that was.
It was their last like hoorah.
Yeah.
Like that was,
and they had help getting there.
Yeah.
Hoorah.
Yeah. I mean, Steph and Clay are running circles around like Tony
Parker and Manu are just tired.
They're not guarding Steph and Clay.
Yeah, agreed. Last one of the first round, 2009 Los Angeles Lakers versus the 2022 Golden State Warriors. I lean Lakers because the Warriors they weren't great.
No,
it was just they were
Lakers.
All right, going up to the top. 2008 the Boston Celtics, 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers.
Cavs.
Oh, Robbie doesn't like that. Robbie doesn't agree.
I was just in my mind. It was just Cavs.
I'm thinking matchups again, right? So we got Rondo on Kyrie. Kyrie
Rondo,
at that point for sure.
Yeah. Rondo's getting
Kyrie at that point.
LeBron
on Pierce.
Paul Pierce isn't guarding LeBron.
No.
Paul Pierce is guarding a wheelchair. That's about it.
KG wipes Kevin Love.
Yeah.
And you have Ray Allen versus
Insulting, but yeah.
James Smith.
Shooters shoot, baby. Who's hotter?
That's actually probably true.
Henny Smith.
Was Kyle Korver on that Cavs team or no?
Yes.
I think he was on the bench. I don't think he was starting Miami.
He was yeah.
Okay, I can go Cavs. Once I walk through the matchups. It's
yeah,
close.
I agree. I
it's
go
close.
Cavs. 2012 Miami Heat.
KG just says like the most offensive shit, and Kevin Love is like, very well.
Understandable. Have a good day.
2012 Miami Heat, 2011 Dallas Mavericks. I think we got this matchup, and I think
wait a minute.
We figured out.
I've seen this before.
Hold up.
Are we going Mavs there? I mean, it did happen. The team didn't change. The Miami Heat team didn't change.
Yeah.
But
it's like, do they know? Question mark.
No.
Like, do they have the previous knowledge of why they lost?
No,
I don't think so.
Out of 10 times, though, do the Mavs beat them more than?
Probably not. I think the Heat win that series 7 times.
Mavs probably go 3 and 7.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go Heat. It hurts. It hurts, but it
was a magical run, and there's nothing I can ever take it away from them.
No,
you will have that forever.
Yeah. 2010 Los Angeles Lakers, 2018 Golden State Warriors.
Warriors.
Yeah, it's just got to be.
Yeah,
it's just got to be. 2017 Golden State Warriors, 2009 Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh, ow!
We just had this, but like a year previous for both of them. But 2017 doesn't have KD. 2017 Warriors don't have KD.
I'm saying.
Then
KD not being there is like
huge.
I mean, yeah, obviously, yeah. And Kobe's a year younger. Like,
yeah.
Powell's a year younger.
That is kind of an interesting one, actually.
I say Lakers.
I think we go Lakers here, yeah. Because otherwise, we're also going to end up with like all fucking Warriors teams at the end. So we got to
in the final four, so 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers versus 2012 Miami Heat. Battle of the LeBrons.
I feel like that Heat team is better than that Cavs team was. Like top to bottom.
Bosh. You think Bosh is better than Love?
At that time, probably.
Yeah. 2012 Bosh is better than 2016 Love.
Yeah.
Kyrie v. Wade. Where are we going? Kyrie v. Wade. Probably Wade.
I think I go Wade. Yeah.
Oh, it's you're probably
and younger LeBron.
Yeah, but 2016 is better shooting LeBron.
But was that masked LeBron that year for the Heat?
Bro, that Braun 4 years ago is like a different player.
Yeah, no, it is.
LeBron now versus LeBron on the Cavs versus LeBron on the Heat are 3 completely different players.
If we saw that matchup, they wouldn't look like the same player. No. Like they would be different players.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer and you could take 3. In my opinion, this is kind of off topic. You could take 3 sections of LeBron's career, and he'd be a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's.
So we're going Heat 2012. Heat.
I go Heat because I think Ray Allen bails them out one more time.
I see it. 2018 Golden State Warriors, 2009 Los Angeles Lakers.
That the Warriors team with KD beats that Kobe team.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the finals, 2012 Miami Heat and 2018 Golden State Warriors.
I think we did pretty well. I think if you'd asked most people, I think this is probably where they would have ended up.
Well, who's the winner though? KD, LeBron, but it's a young LeBron who can't shoot the ball.
That KD Warriors team never really got
You don't
stopped.
have to shoot the ball; he just runs over all of them.
He does straight up run through KD.
KD is soft.
I mean, Wade's a good defender, but you can't really take him off. Thompson.
Are you putting Mario Chalmers on Steph?
That's what I mean. Who?
Oh.
But who do you put on Clay?
Mario Chalmers. I mean, D Wade can only guard one of them. And I also think D Wade at that point, like if he's running around playing defense on Steph and Clay, is not as effective on the offensive end.
And the Warriors just like, if we let Chris Bosh beat us, fucking let him.
Yes.
Yeah,
you throw bodies at Chris Bosh if you're the Warriors, and you just let Steph and Clay do their thing.
Yeah, we probably have to do the Warriors, don't we?
Yep.
How many games do you think that series is going?
7.
Yeah. 6 or 7.
Yeah, I'd agree. All right, 2018 Golden State. That was a good bracket. That was.
It goes at least 6. LeBron gets at least 2.
Yes.
Like
100%. Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Speaking of LeBron, it's a 8-point game headed into the fourth quarter.
There we go.
my King James.
My little sugar plum.
Well, gentlemen, that's all I had for the podcast. Does anybody have anything further, or should we just?
I just a quick check in. Major League Baseball, obviously opening day. Happened a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Just want to throw out there. Chicago White Sox have won 2 games since then.
You know who one of those games is against?
The Braves.
Yep.
Probably.
So Albies is out.
Team?
Huh?
Albies is out. He
Yes.
fractured his toe. That sucks.
He did.
Robbie, you have a lot of terrible teams.
The Braves are still in first place in the division.
I know. I know. I'm just you just
The
have
Braves are I think are going to be kind of a dynasty. Low-key,
Yes, they will be.
with how young they are.
Yeah. I hope we get a Dodgers, Braves, and LCS. That would go hard.
The fun fact: the AL West is the only division that doesn't have a team with double-digit wins yet.
The
Rangers are leading at
Astros.
9-9. Yeah, the
Astros.
Astros are getting fucking shit pumped in most of their games. It's hysterical. Big fan.
They're also losing to the Braves right now, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, they're in last place in the division. Holy shit!
Yeah, they got swept by the Royals.
The Royals are 11-6.
I know it would have been funnier last year. My lovely Cincinnati Reds are sitting at 9-7. Unfortunately, the NL Central has come out really swinging to start the year. Kind of concerned about that.
Maybe the best division in baseball.
Yeah, I still think the Reds are good enough to potentially snag a wild card, but they're going to be fighting all the way to the end like they were last year.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. We'll see if the Rangers can repeat as just division champs. I don't think they can go all the way. I think the Mariners will probably start pulling it together as well as the Astros. But a lot of baseball to be played. We are 15 to 16 games into the 162 game season. So buckle up for the dog days of summer on that one.
Do we want to mention the NHL playoffs really quickly as well?
I was thinking that.
NHL regular season is wrapping up, I believe, today. There are there's I think just one playoff spot up for grabs in the East. There's 4 teams in the East up for wild cards, or the last wild card spot. The Washington Capitals, Pittsburgh Penguins, Detroit Red Wings, and Philadelphia Flyers are all still alive as of right now. I think whoever actually ends up making it will end up getting the President's Cup winning New York Rangers in the first round. Rangers just beat out the Hurricanes for the President's Cup. So I'm trying to find the actual matchups. They might not release them yet because they're still playing. Run through the playoff teams real quick, though. Rangers, Hurricanes, New York Islanders are coming in from the Metropolitan Division. We got the Boston Bruins, Florida Panthers, and Toronto Maple Leafs from the Atlantic Division. The Tampa Bay Lightning have clinched the first wild card spot in the East. Like I mentioned before, the second spot is still up for grabs between those 4 teams. The West, all of the playoff spots are locked. There might be some seeding. No, actually, I think the seeding is pretty set for the most part, too. Yep. Dallas Stars, the best record in the Western Conference. Followed in the Central Division by the Winnipeg Jets and the Colorado Avalanche. The Pacific Division has the Vancouver Canucks, Edmonton Oilers, and Los Angeles Kings. And the 2 wildcard teams out of the West are the Nashville Predators and the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah, Connor. So the game we went to was between the winner of the Pacific and the winner of the Central Division. That went to OT. That was pretty
crazy.
Sick.
Yep. So yeah, we're gearing up for one of the more fun times in sports. I think the NHL and NBA playoffs going at the same time is always a good time, especially right after March Madness kind of gets us to the summer, where then we only have baseball. So
yeah, then you're into the dog days of baseball and counting down the time to the NFL draft and and football.
And NFL draft in a week and a half.
Yep.
Pretty crazy.
So anyone else?
No, sir. That'll do it for me.
That'll do it for me.
I'm good.
Well, for myself, Ryan and Connor, thank you for tuning in after our hiatus. We've said this many times. It may not end up being true, but we are going to try to be better about recording the podcast. So we'll see what happens. But thank you again for listening. Go enjoy some sports and please gamble responsibly.
See you.